Well, hello. How we all doing? Hey, Timothy. Um, Thanks for being here, man. I'm testing out my new setup and to see what's kind of happened with my YouTube channel after YouTube made some changes and I made some changes to it. An experience with SoftTube amp software. That's a great question. And I'm not afraid to say no, I don't. And it seems like there's a pretty stout lag at this point between when you type and when I'm able to answer you. I'm watching the stream live, but okay. Well, thank you for being here. I don't know how long of a latency I've got. I'm really trying to see what's going on with the latency and all. I'm gonna go ahead and clap my hands and kind of time stuff. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. I'm hoping 7 seconds or so. It's looking like more like 10 seconds, maybe. Hugh, what's up, brother? It is a long latency between when I actually say something and when it actually hits YouTube. I appreciate, yeah, 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's long. It's gotta be, yeah, it's 30 or 40 seconds. That's incredible. Okay. All right, cool. Good to know. Just kind of a heads up. Yeah, there's a long latency. So if you guys type me a message and I don't respond quickly, that's why. There's a huge latency between YouTube, and I don't know about the chat at this point. Let me see if I can see this in another. Okay. Yeah, like Hugh, you're. This is interesting. What's going on here? I don't know. I'm really just testing stuff out to see what things are looking like. I still have a fairly inexpensive camera that I'm using to do my live streams. So the video, okay, thanks, Hugh. The video is not as good as it will be in the coming months and weeks and months. I'm hoping to improve that. And what I'm seeing, okay. Yeah, I'm curious as to what is happening, and also I'm broadcasting from my home today. I'm home from work. We have violin students at the shop, and I don't work with violin lessons going on anywhere near me. That's not appropriate in a work environment. So I did some setting changes inside of Reaper, and maybe I can, not maybe, what I'm going to do is go ahead and show you what I'm doing here with my setup to help any of you that might want to do some live streaming. I'm going to show you my, here's my, my DAW. You can see my voice going in there. This is information I've shared before, but I just want to keep moving with a little bit of content instead of sitting here with the utter silence. I didn't have anything prepared today. So what I have is Reaper set up, and you can see that my voice is the bright yellow track, and you can see my volume moving up and down there. And I'm gonna name this one my guitar track, and when I watch what happens, oh man, now I know every guitar track that I have is going to be green as long as it says guitar. So a really cool function of Reaper that I'm not 100% certain that many other DAWs will do a function like that with a specific word. It will color the track something specific. So you can imagine on a mix like this, if I had, let's just say on a normal hard rock or heavy metal tune, you're going to have at least 4 or 5 separate guitar tracks. And if you don't, you probably should quad track stuff, which means you got to play stuff really tight. But you can imagine you start adding up four or 5 guitar tracks, an entire drum kit, 16 channels of drums. Let's just say you've got 9 vocal tracks. Let's start adding 8 synth tracks for sound effects. And then you've got some percussion tracks for some percussion. You end up 55 tracks total. And if they're all gray or just randomly colored, how do you know when you look at your DAW exactly what stuff is? So this is one way I've used in Reaper, which is a very simple way. There's a very simple way to set this up. You have to have the extensions. If you don't have that, go get it. You can go to auto color, and I have all of these commands. So if I want to, let's add a rule, and let's say if I type Hugh in here, because Hugh sent me a guitar track, let's just say, and I name that track Hugh, and I set the color. We'll go custom color. What color? Oh well, let's set the color. Let's make Hugh. Oh man, I wish I knew what color Hugh's favorite color was. Let's make him like a nice red color. We'll make him, I like that. We'll say, okay. And so I've got the color selected down here. So now, here's another cool thing. If you want to add a track, you just double click. And we'll call this track Hugh. And it should just instantly, oh, hang on, I gotta type in here. We'll just call it Hugh. And when I hit enter, boom. So when Hugh sends me a guitar track and I type his name into that, and you can type other words into here as long, let's say track 1. Let's just call it guitar track 1. you can type other information on the track title. So a really cool function in Reaper that I don't think too many people utilize. So consider doing that. I'm going to take a look at the stream. Launch. Okay. Okay. You play viola. Okay. Oh, Tim, I'm glad to hear that. It's a very intuitive pink. Head, what's up, cuz? Rody, what's up? I gave you a hue of pink. It seems, it seemed fitting. No, that guitar work that he did on that song that he and I and Jack and Mark and Tim all worked on was just fantastic. It was so cool to hear that. Yo, what up? So just trying to share a little bit of info here. Oh, and let me get rid of that. My goodness, you don't need to see that. There's my ugly mug. So what I've also done is today I ran a, and also I want to point something else out to you. You'll notice how far away from my SM7 I am. I mean, I'm from my mouth to the microphone, and I'm sure that you all can hear me fairly clearly. There are a few tricks that you can use to get an SM7 without spending hundreds of dollars on a preamp to get your SM7 sounding. In fact, I'm going to save that info because I might go live tonight with a very good friend of mine who's he's not necessarily converting from Pro Tools to Reaper, but he has finally dug into the. He has been a Pro Tools user since 1993, maybe. So he has more experience than most people who are alive. The Le Pew, yes. Yep. Timothy, I highly recommend those. I recently, nice you. I recently tried to download those from a website. They are fantastic amp sims. So definitely, if you want to get a good high gain guitar tone, those things, and I mean, I say that, but the amps do have a gain knob on it. So if you want clean tone, just turn the gain knob down. So they can all be pretty well, most of them can be dialed in for like a clean guitar tone, but they are fantastic and they are free. And they have a typical amp controls, like you can look at them, but I have used them. That was in fact the Le Pew amp sims. Yeah, the Le Pew amp sims are the closest thing I've found to Neural DSP stuff that I have to be careful. I would say they are virtually equal to the Neural DSP stuff. It's kind of hard to not make an amp sim that is absolutely killer in this day and age, because if you did, nobody would use it, even if it was free. So I highly recommend those. But I'm running Neural DSP, the Archetype Gojira plugin right now. Let me open that up here so I can have it rolling. I'll put that over here. You can get a look at this. And I've also moved to having, let me get my fat head out of the way. I'll fix this real quick. I'll shrink me down a little bit. That's what she said. Okay, yeah, there's the Archetype Gojira. The Le Pew plugins do not have as much control by any stretch, but they work and they're very similar. So this is a default Archetype Gojira setting. It's on the highest high gain amp they've got, which is this one here that's lit up in white. And I could change the amp just by clicking on the next amp. I believe, well, wouldn't you say this is a 5150 model? Maybe not. Maybe this one is. I don't know. I'm not sure what Gojira amp sims, and I really don't care. I try them out, and if they sound good, I will purchase them. They've been fantastic amp sims. And guitar signal chain, I have my good old-fashioned Strat with humbuckers in it with a coil tap and normal 5-position switch. Does everything a normal Fender would do, aside from I've got humbuckers if I want them, and if I pull the tone pot, I now have single coil. So it's a classic Fender Strat, and we'll just demo this. I'm going to turn my compressor off. I do have a compressor sustainer. I'm running a CS3 in front of my amp right now. Classic single coil. Now, also, you're getting a lot of bleed from my guitar through my room mic, which I'm going to try and remedy in Reaper by using a noise gate. And I haven't done that yet. I could really try and set it up, and what I would do is set up a sidechain to a noise gate inside of Reaper on my vocal track, so that anytime I make noise with my guitar, my vocal mic is muted via a noise gate, and I just haven't set that up yet. So when I'm sitting here playing up close to this mic, I mean, if I mute my guitar, I'm going to mute that right now. Boop. Now my guitar should be silent, the amp, but you can hear it basically clear as a day. But with the amp on, now we get a little bit of both. What'd the crowd say when the harmonic minor guitar solo was over? Any answers? Oh, Rody, dude. Yep. I think Guitar Rig also has a free version. I've heard a lot of guys talk about that. I think, who was I visiting with last night? Mark Tanner, I think. I was on a face chat with Mr. Tanner, and he's doing great, by the way, if anybody wonders or haven't spoken or heard from him for a while. He's doing fantastic. So what did the crowd say when the harmonic minor guitar solo was over? Let me move this. I want to get Gojira back up and visible. There she is. Oh man, she is heavy. Single coils, high gain. Death Note. crowd said, glad that's over. Harmonic minor. Absolutely. It's a joke. I think it came from Yngwie Malmsteen, maybe. The old harmonic minor. I only have 21 frets on this Stratocaster, so I'm not even going there. I also introduced my CS. It's a CS3. It's the Boss 3SC compressor sustainer. Yeah, I know. It gets overused. If you've spent a lot of time listening to much hard rock and heavy metal, the harmonic minor, I know it's beautiful. It's kind of a joke in the guitar player world I was living in for a long time. Of course, I don't see any of those people anymore very often. It's kind of interesting. Dude, Gary Hubbs is the first person in the history of Earth to send me $2.79. Thank you, brother. Gary, you are a badass, dude. Thank you so much. That's awesome. You found it, and it apparently does work. I'm not going to. At this point, I don't believe I have ads enabled. I don't believe I have to have any advertising. I haven't done all of the research on what happens. And all it is you get 1,000 subscribers and you got 4,000 hours of watch time, and you can monetize your channel. So, my hope is that I can start doing some more informative. Dude, you popped the cherry, Gary. Woo! I'm a poet and didn't know it. Hubs. Oh my God. Oh yeah. Oh, that's so cool. I'm gonna I'll have to wait and see what happens with that. I have kept very close track of the numbers and all of the accounts that all that stuff is supposed to go through. Gary, that is super cool. I'm gonna buy you a beer, man, for doing that. We'll figure out a way to get that to happen. I think you enjoy beer. I'd love to mail you some weed, but I don't know if it'd get busted going over the border. I don't know. What is the deal? It's legal in Canada, isn't it? I've got this huge jar of it sitting here that I never even touch. Welcome to Oregon. Not never, but I almost never touch this stuff. Rody, so tell me, you said that you broke your audio interface. What the hell happened, dude? Did you drop it, or I'm curious. I've owned them for years. In fact, I've got Justin Mai, who's Justin Mai is using my Sapphire Pro 40, or yeah, it's a Sapphire Pro 40. It's prior to the Scarlett line, the red line of audio interfaces. Aloha, Tom. Good to see you. It's I bought that brand spanking new from Guitar Center back in 2000. Oh, what year was it? 2010. It's an 8-channel, basically a Scarlett audio interface, and he is still using it to this day. He's in fact, you may see him using it this evening on a live stream we plan to do together. And if I do some of that stuff with Justin Mai, prepare to learn. That dude, when it comes to broke the XLR input. Oh, dude. Well, And you have the Scarlett 2i2, I assume. You might have the lesser version of that. Well, it might be a blessing in disguise. My mom always taught me to see the blessing in disguise in every situation, regardless. And it might open the door to you, or maybe be an inspiration to get something like an 18i20 or the newer versions of the Scarlett with more inputs. Your guys' video, you're running a full band live in a lot of your videos, and it would enable you to pipe the entire band into no track solo. I'm not sure what you mean there, Rody, but oh, you got the solo. Okay. Yeah, this might be an inspiration. I'm hoping that you got to use it and maybe discovered how incredibly useful those products are. So, I'm running an 18i20 here, which is an 8 in, 20 out audio interface. I've never used more than 8 outputs on this when I had a band here recording. Needed a bunch of headphone mixes. And having Poo Ninja, what's up, bro? Thank you for being here. Tom, thank you for being here. Hugh, so good to see you, man. I hope you're doing well. Everything's feeling good. It sounds like you were feeling a whole lot better. Seems like you and Mark both kind of got well at the same time, and I'm so happy to hear that. I know there was a bit of a. Oh yeah. Okay. So, a lot of friends. I've had a lot of friends that have been dealing with pain for one reason or another, backs or other chronic pain type issues, and it's just so wonderful to see people getting over that. Mark's found a good way to handle it, and they use some medical help. But boy, he's doing great. So Hugh, I hope you're still doing well. Seemed like my buddy Jack also is feeling better these days. I had a really great conversation with him last night. Also, I was up late. I was up till 4 o'clock in the morning. And I went to work and I'm home already. Let's see. I don't think I need to spend a ton of time on here. Now, I will ask, y'all kind of know what I do for a living. And I do get paid to be an engineer / producer here, where you're seeing me sit right here in my recording studio, my living room. It's my recording studio. Hugh, I'm glad to hear that, dude. Yeah, it seemed like you said you were feeling better the other night when we were talking. So, if you have any questions about issues that you're having with recording, aside from broken audio interfaces, I cannot help with that. Dude, I wish that hadn't happened. But Rody, I will also recommend, offer some unsolicited advice. Okay. Get an audio interface with a whole bunch of inputs. With the videos that you guys put up with your entire band being recorded, it would offer you control of the mix once the recording is done, and you've got your video shots, typically a single shot. Well, if you have 8 tracks of audio, you can isolate your vocals. Yes, the drums are going to bleed into it. So what? Happens on any live record ever recorded. You can isolate your guitar tracks and get a good mix on those. I think you guys have 2 guitar players. You could isolate the bass track, which leaves you 4 tracks for drums. And if you can't get a good drum sound with 4 microphones, and the old 3 mic. So it would give you the option of recording live with 8 channels and really get a great mix. Not that your mix has ever sounded bad, but this would give you much deeper control of your videos. The videos that I've seen from Rode. Let's see. Oh, my guitar. Oh, the volume was on. Oh boy, I've got a little a glitchy glitch going on. Okay, so magnetic bracelet. Let me mute my guitar track. Magnetic bracelet for arthritis pain. Joint pain associated. Okay. That's, man, anything that works. And we can go there right now. You know, I have the disease of diabetes. I'm a type 1 diabetic. And it is a daily balancing and control issue. So dealing with things like arthritis and chronic back pain, it's almost as if it's a disease like alcoholism or diabetes. If you want to beat alcoholism or beat diabetes, you absolutely 100% must control it. You shall control it, or you shall be whatever it is you've got, or you're going to die from it. So there's my statement on that. And those of you who have battled addiction and stuff and have stuck to your guns and not done it again, congratulations, and stick to your guns, man. That's an accomplishment. How do you meld the video to the audio? Okay, that's a great question. I use a product called Filmora. I use a Windows machine, but I believe Filmora is available on both Macintosh and Windows machines. I believe it is, but there's tons of video editing software out there. But that's an important part of it, is having or possessing or buying some good video editing software. When I bought Filmora, it cost me $100. Okay, so you know what I'm dealing with on a daily basis. I hope he's taking good care of himself. You say was. People don't get healed of type 1 diabetes, so I don't know if that's if something has happened. I'm truly sorry. So blending, Hugh has Filmora. You know, I've recommended that software to a few of my friends, and it seems like it's gone over pretty well. I think Tim Roberts is using it, and I know Mark Tanner is using it. Okay, it's a fairly intuitive video editing software, but what I do, this is my basic rule for making a music video. The camera, when you push record on that camera, record the audio of what you're shooting video of. If you can, record that audio along with the audio that's being recorded in your DAW. You can do both of them at the same time by using software like OBS and those types. Oh, dude. Okay. My condolences. I wrecked my car once because of a diabetic-related incident and walked away from it. It wasn't real bad. Nobody got hurt. But I could have killed someone or myself. It is a disease that you absolutely must control 24/7, 7 days a week. And I am absolutely, completely diligent about that. They say that the average type 1 diabetic makes in the neighborhood of 300 to 350 decisions a day to control their disease. So do the math. And I think that's probably a common occurrence with people who have other diseases that are as complex and volatile as diabetes. So I'm sorry to hear about that, Rody. Um, okay, so back to aligning, melding video and audio. Um, it's good to have, if you're just shooting what I call Hollywood video, like you're playing a guitar part to a song that you've already recorded. It's always good when you turn the camera on, have the audio that you're performing to playing that is the same audio that you're going to use in the video that you release on YouTube. You can't go changing arrangements or anything, because if you do, then you can, but then your video and audio won't necessarily line up. But you can use the audio that you capture. Let me just give you an example. I would shoot video using this camera. This is what I shoot most of my videos that you've seen on YouTube with. It's not a terribly expensive camera, and in fact, I wish I had never bought this. I got duped on this one just because I can't use it as a webcam. They do that good. It's $1,000. This was $500. Cost $500 to be able to use this exact same camera as a webcam. The exact same camera. They make this one without the ability to hook it up and use it as a webcam, but the one that you can use as a webcam is $500 for that connection. So keep that in mind when you're buying products like this. Although this thing does shoot extraordinarily killer video. So it has a microphone on it. So I'll turn a Bluetooth speaker on in my location. I'll push record on the camera and set up my position, push play, and that audio that's coming out of that Bluetooth speaker or whatever type of speaker is going into the microphone on this, which completely allows me inside of Filmora to line it up perfectly with the studio recording of the audio that I've recorded in the studio, and it makes the alignment of the video within a couple of milliseconds of being perfect. So that might have been a very long answer to a pretty simple question, but that's how I do it. There are other methods to do it, I suppose, but that's what I've found to be the best. You can line up the audio to the audio in your that you've recorded. You can see the waveform, and there you go. You're off and running. Let's check. I'm gonna refresh my browser here real quick. There we go. All right, so I hope that answered. I hope that answered your question. I think like a Scarlett 18i20 right now, you can buy the 3rd gens used in the $500 range. 8 channels of analog microphone inputs. Oh, Andy. Hey, Andy, good to see you, man. I didn't know you were here. Thanks for being here. Yep, there you go. Andy does the same thing. And I would guess that, you know, that scenario that I just shared with you. Hang on, I'm going to sneeze. I can feel it. I can feel it. Oh, damn, that felt good. Sometimes there ain't nothing like a good sneeze. Yeah, I would guess that most of the people out there shooting video, that's the process that they use. Maizano, hello, Jude, welcome, brother. And you know, there's a lot of other YouTubers on here that do some pretty fantastic, do some very fantastic, far more advanced than the videos that I do. I'm kind of old school with my stuff. With respect to the videos that I shoot, I don't use a lot of, you know, warbly effects and things like that. I'm primarily black and white and using fades and virtually zero color in any of my videos. I do shoot everything originally in color and then make them black and white inside my film editing software. That also allows me to do a little bit of a color matching. Hey, Het. I have not used any green screen. Oh, okay. Okay, well, that makes sense. Oh, Rhodey, okay. Oh, okay. Pooh. I I can't wait to see your next video, man. I'm gonna go back to my full face. Now you can all see my big happy smiley face, my Oregon hat. We're pretty proud of our state. Yeah, I've heard a lot about green screen. I haven't I honestly I haven't done it because I haven't bought a big chunk of green fabric. Um yeah, I yeah, and Pooh's comment is not good for editing. S400 not good. I don't know what S400 is. As400. Um uh, okay, I think I might. Um the I honestly I haven't bought a big chunk of green screen, although I've received green screen video from folks that I've been editing video with, some of which you've not seen yet. There's a bunch of stuff in the works with music I've been involved with other folks in our. A lot of you know some of them. You may not know the others. I'm working on some stuff with a drummer from the city of Portland that none of you have ever heard. He's fantastic. This guy, he's killer. He got real sick though, so he was out of commission for a little over a week. But the green screen thing, yeah, that's and I could do that here, painting the wall green, but I just haven't gone there. And I do have pretty good amount of light, so I don't think I'd have much trouble getting the lighting appropriate. Yeah, they probably Danny and Mike have probably painted the wall, and I don't know. I wonder if they painted the floor also. Yeah, not center myself. Oh yeah. Hey Rogue, what's up? Yeah, I wasn't really planning on being on here too long, but there's some great conversation, and I'm being asked a few really wonderful questions. Yeah, and I'll just offer this up. I also don't use green screen because I don't want to necessarily go there. I'd like the content in my videos to be real, but that's my own personal taste. I also don't use pitch correct in anything. Yeah, so there's a lot of boundaries that I've set for my own musical and video productions that a lot of people really don't care about. And it's just my stand on that. Let's see. They could have made the Hulk look like Wonder Woman, right? Yeah. Yep. Doc. Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh. So Doc, that song you did with what's that guy's name? Oh yeah. Texas Jackdaw? Tim? Dude, my goodness. Congratulations on that. That was a fabulous production. Your work was totally amazing. You use pitch incorrect, Pooh. Yeah, I hear you. I really do my best to never not do my best. I just don't use pitch correct. If I don't sing it right, I redo it. And you can hear it in my music. It's not perfect. We're programmed and have been beaten to death by perfect shit, and not that I'm not a fan, and I'm not Glenn Fricker. although I do respect his take on that. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Tim's awesome. I had a great, he and I and Jack and Mark had a really nice long conversation last night, and we were talking music and life, and the four of us get together and have we can't all sit in the same room and drink a beer together, but we certainly can meet in our living rooms, and um, so I had a great conversation with those guys last night. That was really fun. Yeah, Andy, I'm a firm believer in that, but that's coming from a different era. We grew. I don't know how old you are. Don't really care. You don't have to tell me. I grew up. I'm a child of the late '70s and '80s when I finally discovered that music was something that I fell in love with. In fact, it was 1977, and uh, yeah, you. That's the obvious. I think didn't Smashing Pumpkins had a tune about or maybe it was the album cover had somebody riding on it. But yeah, we didn't listen to perfect music. Justin, hello, buddy. Thanks for being here. Your days, oh, you're still rolling. Um, uh, oh, Doc, dude, I'm really sorry to hear that. Um, I'm not a spiritual person. I'm agnostic in my belief system. I'm not omnipotent enough to know if there is a God or there isn't. But I want to ask y'all to join me in I want to do 15 seconds of silence in honor of Doc's stepmom. My stepdad was one of the most pivotal human beings in my life, and I am who I am today because of him. So I'm gonna count to I'm gonna count down, and we're gonna observe 15 seconds of silence. Give me just a moment. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. All right, thanks. That's sad. Bummer. Dude, I hope you're holding up okay. Boy, my stepdad was a very, very important person in my life. And thank you all for joining me in that moment of silence. Let's see. Oh yeah. Okay. Right. Uh uh yeah. Oh, there he goes. Let's see. So I want to make sure everything's lining up here. There we go. Okay. Check what. I need to check my blood glucose real quick, you guys. Hang on. I might need to take a little shot of insulin here in a moment. Ian, welcome, brother. You you reminded me to check my glucose. Yeah, I'm running a little bit high. I need to take a little bit of insulin. Give me a moment here. I'm not afraid. Oh, and I think I did this the other day, but I want to give a shout out to Blue Gubrius for giving me this T-shirt. Actually, he gave me 2 or 3 of them, and wow. I need to take a little bit of insulin. Dog Palm, my deepest condolences. I was there not too long ago. My stepdad passed about 2 years ago. Hey Charlie, hello brother. If you're I don't know, I have to take insulin injections and I don't mind doing it in front of people, but if this triggers something in you because I have to take a shot to stay alive, I'm sorry. And I hope that it doesn't bother you too much. It's just something that I have to do every day, multiple times to stay alive. Uh, so, um, all right. Jack, hello. Ian, I know you weren't feeling real well. It sounds like you've gotten to feeling better and back being able to sing and all that. I hope you've gotten some recording done. Yeah. All oh, dude. Dude, that's all due respect, dude. That's awesome. I have a friend in Portland that has a diabetic cat also, and she does 2 insulin injections a day, and I think they use something similar to this type of insulin. By the way, this bottle costs the company that builds it $3.75 to manufacture it, but this will cost you somewhere in the neighborhood of $300 at a pharmacy here in the United States. Okay. Okay. Awesome. Yeah. Doc, what you're describing is almost identical to what happened to my mom and my stepdad. They weren't still married, but but yeah. I don't like Ian, and you know what I mean about this, man. Being a diabetic, and there may be other diabetics. Yeah. Oh, head, it's rape. It's equivalent to rape. $300 for a bottle to stay alive? Are you fucking kidding me, dude? Don't even get me started on that. Excuse the French, but this is not made for children. I don't like the alarms, Ian. If I hear an alarm on my phone because of my blood glucose being one direction or the other, oh boy, it pisses me off. Yeah. Um, no, Ian, I don't, remarkably, I don't use a lot of insulin. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, this bottle will last me a month. But $300 a month? Really? Welcome to the United States of greed. Life or death for money. That's what we live in. It's ridiculous. And the Canadian doctor or researcher who discovered Sir Frederick Banting, the name of my cat bears his name, gave the patent for this away. Gave it away for free. He didn't want to receive any money for discovering and providing, saving literally millions of lives to this day, millions. And he gave it away. And now, let's see, the names on these bottles are, let's see, Lantus. Who's this? Lilly? Who makes Lantus? Oh, they won't even put their name on the bottle. The manufacturer will not stamp their name on the bottle because they know better. But this one, Lilly, this is a similar. This is a fast-acting insulin. It's called Humalog, but it's the same. Oh, it's. I mean, saying it's rape is pretty vulgar because it's not. But if you're a diabetic and you're being forced to pay that much money and time spent at work, the time of your life spent being a productive human like myself, I am, just so you all know, I am a journeyman plumber. I could go plumb a hospital, and you all shit in the toilet and not digging a hole in your backyard because of men like me. And not to mention that, plumbing has saved the lives of billions because of the getting rid of waste in a sanitary manner. So, you know, without people like myself or the training that I've acquired over the years of living, but I'm a diabetic and I would have died when I was 11 years old. Thank God for Frederick Banting and his research. Yeah, I could go on for a while about how. I mean, I'm a living proof that profit or death, corporations are more important than a human life. Jack. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So you got the fast acting human stuff. Yeah. I usually can eat about. I can usually eat about. I try to wait about 7 minutes after I take an insulin injection before I eat. So, you know, they talk about discipline in controlling diseases. That's one little tiny aspect of it. Yeah, cool. Oh, I didn't know Michael Lepenzi was a plumber. That's cool. I no longer work as a plumber, but I do have an active journeyman card for the state of Oregon, California, Washington, Nevada. Yeah, I could go to any one of those states and get a job as a plumber. Yes, that's, yep. Rogue, you're absolutely right. So, you know, the countless number of plumbers who are alive today that are diabetics, you know, thank God again for Frederick Banting and Lilly and the rest of the corporate life for money companies. They can eat shit. Again, you guys, this is, I mean, I pointed this out earlier. This bottle cost Lilly $3 and some change to make. And they sell this for well over $200 at a pharmacy here in the United States. Now, that's the truth. And I'm holding it right here in my hand. So, yo. Oh, Conspiracy Media. Hello. Dogpaw. Yeah. I've produced a lot of really great shit. I've plumbed some of the most beautiful homes and worked on some really beautiful hospitals. But yeah. Okay. I think I should probably get going. I want to let you all get back to your busy days. Justin Mai and I may be on here live this evening, doing some, making some discoveries in Reaper. We're going to try and do a stream together tonight. So I want to say thank you to everybody who subscribed. If you hit the thumbs up button, that helps. Got 17 of you guys hanging with me right now. So Pat messing out. Yep, exactly. Yep. So I want to say no, don't go to work, Jack. Right, you got some lyrics to write, bro. I might have to do some work on a riff. Thanks everybody for subscribing. Thank you, Gary, for busting my cherry. You know what I mean, baby. And let's see. Be sure to subscribe to if you see somebody on here that you're not subscribed to, all of these guys, everybody here has put out remarkable music. So if you see someone that you're not familiar with, or that you don't already know, be sure to subscribe to their channel. It takes nothing. It does nothing. It means nothing aside from, when YouTube runs ads on their channel, they might actually get paid. Peace, you all. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Het, take care.